So you have a Squarespace blog. It's got some traffic to it. You're starting to see some numbers come in, and you're trying to figure out how the heck do I make some dough with this blog? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over the top 5 ways that you can make money with your blog on Squarespace. All right, so I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. I'm going to expand on some of them, and I'm going to order them in my favorite to least favorite ways to monetize your blog on Squarespace. And these are also going to be sorted in somewhat of a priority based on how much money you can make quickly, right? Now, I am first going to tell you that this is not a get-rich-quick thing, okay? Building a business on your blog, on your website, takes time, okay? So if you just started your Squarespace blog yesterday, I'm sorry, but it's going to be a 3 to 5 year journey. Unless you really go crazy with it and publish a ton of blog posts and really put some heavy effort into it, it's going to be a long journey, okay? I just want to put that out there first and foremost. Don't get any unrealistic expectations that you're going to make 10 grand a month in 90 days, okay? It's not going to happen. If it does, it's going to crash and burn. I can almost guarantee you. It's not going to be a sustainable growth. So, with that in mind, let's start off with number 1. This is the number 1 way that you can make money with your blog on Squarespace. And this is my personal favorite to get money quickly. And that is providing services. Now, providing services is something like what I do, which is I provide web design and SEO services, right? So depending on what the topic is of your blog, you could provide coaching, consulting, one-on-one or group training, anything where you are helping people achieve something that they may not be able to do on their own. So this is a good way to start getting cash flow quickly because it doesn't rely on anybody else except for yourself putting offers out there for your blog visitors to see and to take action on. Now, something I should have mentioned from the beginning was you need to make sure that your blog is providing high quality content that helps people move forward in whatever journey they are on. I always like to use the illustration of everybody's trying to get to a mountaintop, and your job is always to help somebody get from the bottom to the top of that mountain. So as long as your blog is helping somebody along that journey and you have a service that you can provide to them that can help them get there quicker, they are likely to pay for it. Now, not every visitor is going to pay for these services, right? A small portion of them will. But if you charge $50 to $100 an hour, depending on how skilled this service is, you could even start out at $25 an hour if you're not comfortable charging very much in the beginning. But as you grow with your skills, if you are a master or a profession in your, quote unquote, real world, then you can certainly charge for that expertise. Also, what I really, 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 really like about services is that you will learn more about your audience in the process. And when you learn more about your audience, you are more likely to create better content for them, and you'll be able to monetize in other ways that we're going to touch on next. So, first and foremost, the easiest thing to do is set up services. You can use something like Acuity or Calendly and set up booking appointments there. You can set a price tag to it, and you're off to the races. Now, number 2 is not a cash cow, but it can help. And you've probably heard of this. It's affiliate marketing. And what affiliate marketing is you take somebody else's product and you basically sell it for them, right? And then you earn a little bit of a commission. The most famous one, of course, is Amazon Associates. Now, their commissions are like less than 5% for most things. I think it's anywhere from 2 to 3%. I'm not even sure what the latest numbers are. And you know what? They might cancel the program altogether at some point. Do not rely on affiliate revenue. Okay? I'm going to repeat that one more time for the people in the back. If you are thinking about starting an affiliate blog, you should not rely on the affiliate income as your primary source of income. If you look up, there's numerous examples of people who were making bank with affiliates, and then the company that they're working with or the affiliate program they're working with decides that, you know what, we're going to cut these commissions in half because we've got plenty of customers. You guys are doing a great job. Now we have all this growth. We've got customers, and we're going to slash your commissions in half. Or we're going to take a recurring affiliate, something where you were getting an affiliate commission every month or every year, and we're just going to give you a one-time bonus now. How's that sound? You've just done all this great work, and we're just going to take that and we're just going to run with it ourselves and pad our bottom line over here at the business. So you don't have control over a lot of this with the affiliate space. So that's why I caution against using affiliates as your primary sole source of income. However, with all of these methods, you can do a combination of all of them to help have those streams of income, right, that everybody talks about. But I want to tell you first that you should focus on one stream at a time, right? Imagine that you were digging ditches. Would it make sense to dig a little bit here, dig a little bit over there, dig a little bit over there, and so you have like little trickles coming in from everywhere? Or would it make more sense to commit to one stream and dig that sucker out until you've got a river flowing through, and then go, okay, if this thing's good on its own over here, I can start carving out a path over here now and get another creek going and slowly turn it into a river. That's how you need to think about these things when you're thinking about monetizing your blog on Squarespace. So that's my warning about affiliates. It's good to have. It's a nice little bonus, bonus cash that can come in every now and then, but it's not the end-all be-all. Now, number 3 is probably my personal favorite, and this is products. Now, this is something that you can own, and it can also be scaled beyond yourself, right? With services, yes, you can hire a team. You can train people to do it. You can, have a large team providing these services, fulfilling them. But that can also be a headache on its own. And if you're wanting to be a one-person show with your Squarespace blog making money, then you may not want to do the services scaled out to a team. On the flip side, products come in a wide range of products, right? You've got actual physical goods, if I can spell here, which I can't. That's why I use a computer, because I don't know how to spell. And then there's also like virtual products, we'll call them. Because that's what they are. They are virtual. This video that you're watching right now is a virtual product. Now, sure, you're getting this information for free on YouTube, but I also have video courses that I sell, and that is a virtual product because you interact with it on the interwebs. This is infinitely scalable and has 95% margins, versus this, you'll be lucky if you have 40 to 50% margins. So that's something to think about when you're doing products, not to mention physical products, unless you are reselling or white labeling. Even with white labeling, you have to be careful. There's a lot of upfront cost with physical products compared to virtual products. Just take time and a little bit of energy and effort. You can create a lot of physical products with just your iPhone. This one that you're looking at right here is an iPhone that is recording me, and you can create a ton of products just with that alone. And a nice microphone, and you can create some video courses, or you could even create some ebooks. The list goes on and on here for what you can do there. Now, something that I will touch on in a little bit here is how you actually put this into your blog on Squarespace, right? Because while there is an e-commerce section on Squarespace and you can have downloads, it gets a little bit iffy, we'll say, on certain virtual products. If you have a video course and you want to have chapters and line it all out for people, then Squarespace may not be the best option. You may want to leave your blog on Squarespace, and like a client of mine has done is created his course on Podia, which I may or may not recommend. I'm personally on Podia myself, thinking about switching to Thinkific. But there's a load of other courses out there as well, course platforms. And then there's also even Udemy, where you can host it with a library of other courses as well. You just might kind of get lost in the waters, but it's a good place to start. I digress. With products, it kind of never ends, right? You could create as many products as you wanted to. So the reason why I like starting with services is you get to know what exactly your customer or your blog visitor needs help with to create the products, right? Now, this is something that is called like product market fit, right? Making sure that the product that you create fits your market, which is coming from the traffic from your Squarespace blog, right? So maybe we need to take a step back here for a second and look at the funnel that we're creating with our blog, right? So at the top of the funnel, we have our content, which you can hardly read up there. I apologize. So this is the blog content, or in this case, right here, you're watching content on YouTube, right? And then underneath that, there's a few different options that you can go down. You could have an email opt-in to help build that trust and get people going down the rabbit hole a little bit more. You could have a lead magnet, which with a lead magnet you can have a cheat sheet, a PDF, an ebook, some sort of bite-sized thing that is valuable, that helps people along that journey, right, that we talked about earlier, going to the top of the mountain. And we could even vice versa these things, right? So you could have the lead magnet first versus the email. Ideally, you don't have an email opt-in that says subscribe for updates. Dude, I got enough junk mail. Like, I don't want more junk mail. Are you kidding me? But if you give me something valuable, then I'll put my email in, right? It's worth about $5 to me to put my email in. By the time that I decide, I'm going to subscribe or unsubscribe, or just chuck all these things away. So make sure that you're providing some valuable content in exchange for those emails. Like, let's give value, people. Like, this is what this is all about. This is how you make money, is by providing value to other people. And then in exchange, they want to give you money. That's how this works. If I want to go buy a latte, the latte is valuable to me. Oat milk, please. None of that cow's milk. I like my oat milk latte like a true millennial. So anything that you create online, the same rules apply. It needs to be valuable. It needs to be worth something to me in order to give you something in exchange. They also call that reciprocity, right? Giving and taking. So make sure that whatever you're creating on your blog, on your website, is valuable to your users, please. That's my job here, is to make the internet a better place. And so I need you to heed this advice that I'm giving you. All right, so the next step, you could maybe have a offer. And this offer could be a one-on-one call. It could be a small little product, a mini course maybe, that's like $24 or $15, that doesn't take you too much time, but is very valuable. You can share some of your expertise with somebody in a straightforward manner where they're not having to dive into all this stuff on YouTube and get lost down the YouTube rabbit hole. And, we know where that goes, right? So create an offer of something valuable. Each one of these steps could be their own series of videos, right? I'm not going to go too far down that rabbit hole. But next up, you could have another offer, right? There could be an upsell. So maybe you have a $24 course, and then maybe you have a $99 course. And then you just continue upselling and selling them different services, selling them complementary services, complementary products. The list goes on and on. And then, of course, the email plays a nice way to take these people and let's put them back in the top of the funnel with another offer, another upsell. The list goes on and on. But don't get too caught up in this whole funnel thing before you just create one offer, one lead magnet. Get people on your email list, start growing your email list. And then with your email list, you can test offers by sending an email saying, hey, I'm looking at creating this thing. Are you interested? As long as you've been providing tons of value and this thing is going to be 10 times more valuable than what you've created before, there should be no reason somebody wouldn't want to put some money behind it. Now, granted, you need to make sure that your audience has money and that it is a problem worth throwing money at. That's probably a whole nother video, right? I'm not going to get too crazy in the weeds of like, can you monetize your Squarespace blog? Because I'm going to believe in you that you have the creativity to do some sort of product for your audience that is valuable. Because you're a creative person, you've came this far to get traffic to your blog, you've created a bunch of content, you probably know what somebody's going to like. All right, so number 4 and 5 are my least favorites, and they're probably the ones that people chase after the most because it seems like, oh yeah, big money, this is what everybody's doing. I don't know why. Number 4 is sponsored post or sponsors. Let's see, we'll just say sponsors, and I probably misspelled that. Again, I'm not a speller. I'm a marketer and a web designer, SEO, and I use my computer to spell check everything. So sponsors are like when you have a blog post that is sponsored. It's similar to affiliates, but typically with a sponsored ad, they're going to pay you to post it, so you're kind of guaranteed the money. Whereas the affiliates, they actually have to click on that and actually buy it on the other end. Sponsored ads, to me, they always seem very distasteful. You know, you can see typically it says somewhere on the post, the top or the bottom, this was a sponsored post by yada yada. They don't seem genuine unless they are actually genuine sponsors. And again, it's just like affiliates, it's not scalable to the fact that you can rely on these to make your living. You're kind of on somebody else's rug and they can pull it out from underneath you at any time. And also you've got to keep running on the treadmill because you got to keep creating new posts, because typically they're not going to pay you every month for having that post live. They're going to pay you once when you get it ranking, and then they'll be like, yeah, good job, now write another one. So I'm not a fan of those. You could certainly go after them. Again, they could be all streams, right? So I'm not going to touch on those too much. Number 5 is my absolute least favorite. Some people love this stuff. Personally, when I see it on a website, excuse me, did I just tap you there? Personally, when I see these on a website, actually, I won't even see them on my browser because I have an ad blocker. But for some reason, everybody wants to throw ads on their blog because it seems like a quick way to make some money. Well, here's the thing. In order to get most high value or high return on your ads, you have to have a ton of traffic, and they actually have to click the ad, and it's actually engaging with them, and it actually aligns with their interests. There's tons of ad platforms out there. I'm sure you've probably already looked into it if you're looking at how to monetize your blog. There's Ezoic, there's the Google Ad Network. Most all of these require a lot of visitors. Google Ad Network doesn't require as many visitors, but it can be pretty clunky. Ezoic, I think it's like 10,000 users a month or sessions a month. That's a lot of views. And then also the thing that I hate about ads is that they slow your website down especially when you're on Squarespace. And that's probably one of the key takeaways here is like, this is going to slow your website down. And I've already talked about it in a bunch of other videos you can see on my channel, all about how slow Squarespace is and how they don't seem to be in a hurry to fix it. So I'm not going to get into that here because we're talking about how to monetize your blog on Squarespace without having to move it. In the end, if you really want to like squeeze all this out possible, you're going to run out of squeeze on Squarespace. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Squarespace is a great place to get started on. Don't get me wrong, I love Squarespace for the fact that you can actually get a blog up and running quickly. There's low barrier of entry. But the problem is when you want to go scale and you want to grow your business and you want to make more money with it, you want to test different offers and you want to test different lead magnets to get people on your email list, it becomes a real pain on Squarespace. I'm going to save that for another video where I talk about my least favorite thing about Squarespace. But you can get a lot out of your Squarespace blog. I won't discredit that. If you're using products and you're using services and to some degree you're using affiliates, you can get a long way with your Squarespace blog. However, most ad agencies, ad marketplaces will not recommend Squarespace, or they'll tell you flat out that they don't recommend Squarespace. Strictly for the speed component and also just for how Squarespace is coded. Now, once you get some good sales on your products and on your services, and you're wanting to start to test different things out, it becomes really difficult on Squarespace because you can't quickly change things out like you could with something like WordPress. And considering WordPress runs like 80% of the websites out there, big businesses run on WordPress because it is the gold standard for websites, for content management systems, for web-based businesses. The reason is you can bolt on it and you can do a lot of things behind the scenes that don't impact your page speed, that still make it fast and usable, and it's also just going to scale with you. Again, I'm going to try not to get into that too much, right? I know that y'all that love Squarespace, I get it. I know, okay? I was on Squarespace before and I get it. But there's a limit to it, okay? So once you've tapped all this out and you start to hit a plateau, then you're going to want to watch some of my other videos where I talk about reasons why you want to move to WordPress rather than Squarespace. At least that's my guess, right? So I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions about monetizing on Squarespace specifically, now again, this can be applied to any website, right? Any online presence. You could even say this is like your Instagram, right? Except you wouldn't do ads, you would do sponsors. Although I think they're rolling out ads, right? Or something like that. Anyways, if this was helpful, be sure to check out some of the other videos on the channel where I talk about Squarespace and WordPress and all this stuff in more detail. And leave a comment down below with the way that you are going to monetize. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.